it say about us when some people wake up disappointed that the world did not end? Not relieved, not grateful to see another sunshine, but genuinely sad that everything is still the same. Welcome to the Always On Mute podcast, where we know not everyone was born with a mic in their hand or a megaphone in their mouth, but we still have something to say because quiet is still a voice. Welcome back to the Always On Mute podcast. I'm Antonia, and if you are new here, this is where we talk about the quieter truths that often gets drowned out by the world's noise. Now, let me be honest. I didn't even know about this rapture. I didn't know about the prediction. I didn't hear anything about it. It wasn't until maybe like 2 days before it was supposed to happen that I started to see things in my timeline. That's how tuned out I was, just doing my own thing, living in my quiet lane. But what caught my attention wasn't the event itself. It was the aftermath. I started seeing stories about people giving away their house, car, money, everything, right? Their life savings. Some even burned it instead of donating it. I mean, it's their prerogative, but they could have donated it to charity, to me. And then when nothing happened, oh Lord, there was this wave of disappointment, sadness, deep sadness. And it made me pause and ask, wait a second, what's really going on beneath the surface? What makes someone sad when they wake up and the world is still spinning? Now, it has been a while since these days came and went. There were actually two. It was supposed to happen, one in September, one in October. But I keep thinking about the people who were affected. Because the story didn't just end when the dates passed. No, it didn't. Some are still trying to rebuild, still trying to find peace after believing something life-changing was coming. I do not think that most people were wishing for destruction. I think that what they really wanted was an escape, an end to their own struggles. Because think about it. When life feels heavy, the bills piling up, a job that drains you, loneliness that doesn't go away. The idea of a cosmic reset button, well, it sounds almost merciful. A fresh start handed to you. We've all had those moments after heartbreak, failure, or just sitting in the mess of life thinking, how'd I get here? And the idea that all of it could just vanish overnight, well, I mean, that sounds nice, doesn't it? That can feel more like relief than fear. And as an introvert, I'll admit it, sometimes stepping away from the noise of the world altogether, well, it sounds darn tempting. I used to say that I just wanted to live on an island in a little hut by myself. Escape, right? So not because the escape isn't because I would want to end it. No. I like my life, love my life. But because peace can feel so far away in the chaos. Now, the actions people took, selling houses, giving away their possessions, burning cash, that's not small stuff. It isn't. That's like huge. But here's what I see in that. There is a strange relief in letting go of what's been weighing you down, no matter what it is. There is a desire to align with something bigger than yourself. And most of all, there is this need to feel in control when everything else is uncontrollable. History shows this over and over and over again. The Y2K bug, doomsday cults, even financial frenzies. When humans believe the big moment is here, they act in ways that make sense in that moment. In that moment. Even if it doesn't make sense after. But then the world doesn't end. The clock strikes midnight and life keeps rolling. I remember the Y2K bug And I think everybody was sitting around thinking, oh no, because we were told take your money at the bank, and because nothing was going to work, right? Nothing was going to work, and we were all anxious to see what was going to happen. And I'm not kidding. Like when I woke up the next day, because I don't remember if I stayed up until midnight, but I remember when the next day came, I was like, wait a second, everything is still ticking. My little bit of money that's in the bank is still there. Like everything was still working. The street lights, everything that people thought was not going to work because it was connected to wires and, a clock and, because it's the reset, right? But everything functioned the way that it was supposed to. And this isn't the first time that there was a rapture type event that didn't take place. But I used to always wonder, like, how do they feel? Like, you're thinking that this big thing is going to happen and you wake up and it didn't. I really and truly felt bad for them. I really felt bad for them because it's almost as if like you're sitting in there in your window waiting for Santa to come, and Santa never came. He promised, but he never came. Right? So after midnight, life keeps rolling. And suddenly, reality feels heavier than before. Guess what? You're still in debt. You're still in the same relationship, the same job, except now, maybe you've given away your savings, your security, your safety net. So now it's basically compiled. Like, so, so now if you were running away from debt and you gave everything away, oh Lord, again, my heart goes out to people who actually prepared for this event and gave away everything. I saw videos where saw a video where a lady was offering her chicken because she had a farm, and she was saying, I think she had mentioned that she was leaving some with this neighbor or that neighbor. And so that's the other thing too. It was only like a select few that was supposed to go, right? Again, my heart goes out to anyone who believe and made life altering decisions out of faith or fear. It takes courage to believe in something so deeply, even if the outcome wasn't what they expected. Some of the sadness wasn't about the rapture not happening. It was about waking up to the realization that their life hadn't changed, that they were still stuck. And then comes the shame, feeling foolish, betrayed, or exposed. And that grief is very real. So here's where I think this becomes less about rapture and more about life. How often do we wait for something outside of us to save us? A New Year's resolution, a winning lotto ticket, bonus, the day the kids move out, the day we retire. We keep putting hope in a future moment instead of asking, what small changes can we make now? As introverts, we actually have an advantage. We know how to sit in silence. We know how to reflect. And we make grounded choices. The reset button we're looking for, it doesn't have to come from the sky. It can start in the quiet corners of our own lives. Maybe it's being honest with yourself about what's no longer working. Maybe it's taking one small step toward a dream that you've been putting off. Maybe it's letting go of something heavy, not because the world is ending, but because you deserve peace. The truth is, you do not need a rapture to begin again. You already hold that power. You can do it now. Reset. And in a world where predictions go viral overnight, it's easy to get swept up in the noise. Sometimes we forget that truth doesn't always trend. It's quiet, it's patient, and it waits for us to notice. That, that right there is the beauty of living a quieter life. When we step back from the chaos, we start to hear what's real again. I get the temptation of wanting one big dramatic change to wipe everything away. But here's a quiet truth I want to leave you with: quiet is still a voice. Even when the world is buzzing with predictions and panic, in the stillness, there's wisdom. And that wisdom says, you do not have to wait for life to end to start living. You can begin again today, not with grand gestures, but with small, steady steps. Steps that align with who you want to become. Maybe this wasn't a collective reminder that endings and beginnings aren't on anyone's calendar, but our own. We get to choose when to start over, quietly, intentionally, and without fear. So let me ask you, have you ever found yourself waiting for something big, like a big event, to change your life? How did that turn out? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. And if you've been feeling that pull to start something new, to make a change, to walk in a new direction, please don't wait for the perfect timing or a sign from the sky. Sometimes faith looks like taking the first quiet step, even when you can't see the whole path ahead. So please step out on faith and do it. Just do it. Start the thing, make the call, write the book, launch the idea, whatever it is. Trust that your quiet courage is enough. Now, if today's conversation resonated, I ask that you kindly subscribe, like, and comment. And please also share this video with someone who needs to hear it. It might be a reminder that it's okay to begin again, even when it's uncertain. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, please remember that quiet is still a voice. Take care.